Do me a favor. Don't scream. Just hear what I've got to say. And then scream. And I feel like a criminal. What about Fiona Apple? Y'all remember her?
Yeah, she was married to Paul Thomas Anderson. Did you know that?
Heroin chic is what they call that. And I would give her the jab, if you know what I mean.
They're like really skinny ladies who wear like clothes that hang off their body.
Like that hip bone is really pokey.
Ugh.
Damn, how many cops?
No, it's all right. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
He likes it like that.
What's something you don't like?
Oh, balls, dick.
Welcome to the Horrible Film School, a safe place to watch scary movies. Professor Chris here with the other horribles. Professor Hootie.
What's going on, fellas? Excited to be here with the Crypt Keeper tonight.
God, I wish I could do that voice. Not even going to try. And Professor Joseph.
Hello, kiddies. Who's ready for a creature feature?
Today's assignment, 1995's Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Night. The lesson, always trust the guy carrying the pocket full of Jesus' blood. He knows the way. All
right, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the director. Ernest R. Dickerson put out such gems as Bulletproof, Bones, did a few episodes of The Wire, as well as Dexter and The Walking Dead. But in my opinion, his crown jewel is Juice, the
Tupac.
The Tupac Shakur movie.
You got the juice now.
Always been one of my favorite movies. One of the first DVDs I ever bought was Juice. I love that fucking movie. All right, we got some interesting tidbits to discuss with Demon Night here. Both Billy Zane and William Sadler, who we'll see later on in the film, they appeared in episodes of Tales from the Crypt prior to Demon Night, as well as quite a few other stars, including Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, Ewan McGregor, Tim Curry, Kirk Douglas, and Demi Moore.
William Sadler was in the very first episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, the original.
OJ.
The pilot, as they call it. The interior sequences of the hotel were shot in an abandoned airplane hangar in Van Nuys, California. Since those scenes required constant darkness, the movie takes place over the course of a single night, so all those scenes are going to be shot in the dark.
Birds nested inside of this airplane hangar, and that they would have to fire off a warning shot before they could film.
So instead of a clapper, they had like a pistol on set?
Like bam, and then like they would act, but they had a timer on the acting because the birds would start chirping again.
Jeez, that's a pain in the ass.
It's a good thing they didn't give that gun to Alec Baldwin.
Okay, too soon.
Jesus. T's and P's.
You're a little rusty on your jokes there.
That's what we call in the industry is that a pun?
Improvisation.
What do they call it? Improvisation? Billy Zane is quoted as saying his performance as the Collector is his personal favorite of all of his works. So I think we're in for a treat, guys.
It's the most enjoyable character he's ever played. Not the best movie he's been in, though, obviously.
Oh, yeah, obviously. We're going to discuss that later on as well.
The original show ran from 1989 until 1996. Pretty good for a horror-based show about a comic book. And then secondly, From Dusk Till Dawn and The Frighteners were supposed to be Tales from the Crypt films. However, we only got Bordello of Blood and then The Ritual, which was god-awful.
The hell was The Ritual? I don't remember that one.
Came out in like 2002, 2003.
It's literally something that had like Tales from the Crypt in the corner of the goddamn box.
It was like a Presents type of situation.
Just imagine that Tim Curry is in Hawaiian shirts, and that about sums it up.
There was also another little tidbit I thought was pretty interesting. Cameron Diaz was the studio's choice for the Geraldine role, but the director, Mr. Dickerson, insisted on Jada Pinkett for the role.
I watched the Demon Night documentary on YouTube.
Jesus,
will not recommend it.
Huh?
It's pretty boring. said a lot about my life. But
Truly.
he said that he created a film that has the only black female survivor in a horror movie.
Oh, man, this is right before Set It Off. That was my
Dude, fucking
shit.
set it off, man. Oh.
Remember the dude took off his necklace and, like, ran it down her ass crack? It was obviously a stunt double.
She was a musician?
What's that one where they was sucking on people's toes?
I know that.
Was that set it off?
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice.
Oh,
from the
shit,
hood.
that's what I'm thinking about. They had poured the ketchup on that bitch's toes, and she had them, like,
Those hot sauce.
she was pouring the hot sauce, and he had hot
Texas
dogs.
Pete.
He was, like, sticking hot dogs in his ass or something.
He said, that's the baby's lunch.
That's the baby's lunch. Man, I suck your fucking dick for a hamburger.
Got these cheeseburgers, man.
Got these cheeseburgers, man.
Random ass
Oh,
movie.
that's the fucking movie we need to review, man. Let's begin the tale of 1995's Demon Knight.
The world needs more people like you, Mr. Roach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Of course, you don't mind if we kill the others, do you?
Hey, if it makes you feel good, do it.
Makes you feel good, do it. Exactly. First things first, of course. The blood seal.
In typical Tales from the Crypt fashion, we find ourselves in the dilapidated manor and make our way downstairs where we meet our familiar friend, the Crypt Keeper, brilliantly voiced by the uber-talented John Kassir, whose voice acting credits include everything from the Metal Gear Solid franchise to Final Fantasy 15, as well as Afro Samurai and Rocket Power. In this story, the ghoul finds himself in the director's chair, helming a B-horror flick full of tits and a tub full of body parts and acid. After dropping some classic TFTC puns, the Crypt Keeper introduces our feature film, and we open on a deserted road. Two cars speed down the blacktop, the first driven by a man we'll come to know as Breaker, played by William Sadler, who was drawn to Stephen King adaptations like a fly is drawn to shit. The Green Mile, The Mist, 2022's Salem's Lot. And the second car, driven by the Collector, brilliantly played by Billy fucking Zane. If you don't know who he is, a little film by the theme of Titanic is on the phone. They'd like to have a word with you.
Well, we're going to turn this car around, okay? Because I heard the excitement in your voice for Billy Zane, and Zane deserves. But the man who doesn't get enough credit is Mr. William Sadler.
This dude is fucking plain toast if plain toast was a human being.
He has got a chiseled
This guy is so
jaw.
boring, man.
Well, he was the Reaper in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and the second one, which I don't know the name of.
I think you got it right.
And Die Hard 2, Shawshank Redemption, The Mist, a great film called VFW. And this man shares the birth date with Ron Perlman, which is April 13th, 1950.
These fucking legends, baby. Legends in that hospital that day.
April 13th, 1950 was a fucking legendary day, fellas.
Well, Chris, do you want to swing back with a few credits for Billy Zane, or shall I do the honors?
Billy Zane has had kind of a weird fucking career because for me, it was Titanic. Of course, he's fucking Cal. And every time I think about his character in that fucking movie, I think about a show called Workaholics. In their very first episode, they make a joke about this guy. He's trying to convince them why he's not interfering in this guy trying to hook up with this chick. He goes, I'm not going to get in the way of true love, man. What the fuck am I, Billy Zane? I always fucking thought that was great.
I fucking love that show, dude.
Like the epitome of the cock blocker is his character in that movie. So, but yeah, I remember him in Sniper when I was a kid, which I have zero fucking memory of.
Oh, with Tom Barrington.
Exactly. The only memory I have is him in that do-rag. That's the only thing I remember about that shit. It was on TV a lot. But yeah, that and Zoolander. Again, one of those random fucking cameos.
So why is Billy Zane such a pop culture, like, he's almost larger than, like, what he actually is?
I think he's just a brilliant character actor is what it comes down to. Like, he's a scene stealer in anything he's in.
He's charming as fuck. I'll give him that.
But he's not in a lot of good stuff,
charming.
though.
Here's the thing. Y'all are leaving out, like, a good amount of, like, decent shit he's in.
Scorpion King 3?
Critters, for one. Back to the Future 1 and 2. The Phantom.
Didn't
He's
have
in
any lines.
Tombstone. The fucker's guy's in Tombstone. Didn't even mention that.
He was in Tombstone?
Yeah, he was the flamboyant, like, guy who brings in the whores.
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's a great bit part guy, and he's charming as fuck. All the props in the world to him, but I don't know. I feel like he hasn't done anything in a long time.
To that, Chris, shout out to one of our favorite platforms, Tubi. In 2022, they are releasing a show called Hellblazers, a Tubi original with Tony Todd.
That sounds fucking terrible. You don't even, like, just the name sounds terrible alone.
I just want to hear Tony Todd read a fucking phone book. I don't care.
What is this?
Just
what
speak,
is this?
Tony.
Is this about them doing, like, a race in hell or something? Is this like the movie Rat Race, but in hell?
Tell everyone. Fucking voice is fantastic.
Billy.
All right, I got a little sidebar here since you brought up Workaholics, and I would probably never get to bring them up again. Do you guys remember the movie Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Anthony Edwards? Is it? Wait, no, fuck.
Anthony Edwards from fucking ER.
Oh,
Revenge of
it's
the
not
Nerds?
Anthony Anderson either. What's the fucking famous guy, man, who plays
Banderas? Antonio Banderas?
No, Hannibal Lecter.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. All right, you remember
Sir
that movie?
Anthony Hopkins.
You remember that movie?
No, was it like a knockoff of Unfaithful or something?
Well, no, it's the thing is
God, I hope not.
he's trying to train her to be a fucking thief or whatever, and there's a scene where she's having to dip beneath like lasers and shit, and it does like close up ass shots of Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that parodied a lot.
All right, well, there's a scene in Workaholics where what's his name is singing. The guy who actually can sing, Adam, like the funniest guy on the show. Catherine Zeta-Jones, she dips beneath lasers. Whoa, she has entrapped me and Sean Connery. Whoa.
Did y'all enjoy that the blonde lady in the very beginning of the film said that killing her husband got her hot and squishy?
Yeah, that was very, that got me hot.
Yeah, I didn't know we were in a movie there for a bit. Then it cut to the old Crypt Keeper, and I was fucking cracking up, dude. It was
The
just so hard
fucking
not to enjoy
green
yourself.
screen on that was such ass, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
But the theme song from the show when they're pushing into the house, just got me like a little giddy.
Yes, it's definitely a nostalgia trip. You're not even a Robert Redford.
Like I had forgotten the theme song, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, hey, "This is exactly what this is."
Why was this on when we were kids at like 6 in the morning?
I don't know. This was like the late night thing to watch, though.
Yeah, super
like
late
if you
night.
stayed up all night, this was on like TBS.
I remember watching this before I went to school.
Damn, what time were they dropping your ass off? Let's get rid of this little son of a bitch. We're dropping him off at 3 this morning. I remember seeing it at like 2 a.m. like with my cousins because we went going to sleep and stuff.
Yeah, we watching that super late. It was like always an HBO thing. Like if you had poor person TV, you couldn't watch it.
Yeah, maybe my dad like taped it on VHS or something. Back in the day we tape shit.
Yeah, hey, man, get the VCR.
Don't tape over my Tales from the Crypt tapes, Hootie!
You son of a bitch!
Everybody in the house refers to each other by their last name. But yeah, that was great. And then the puppet, the Crypt Keeper puppet, it's just fucking legendary, man. It's just one of those things I'd like to see in person.
Yeah, they tour Annabelle's fucking doll around town. Fucking tour the Crypt Keeper's doll around
I
town.
feel
pay to see that.
I feel like somebody like Rob Zombie bought the original fucking doll or some shit and is keeping it in his basement. Unable to escape and running low on gas, Breaker slams on the brakes and pulls out a rifle, emptying the gun into the collector's fast-approaching Trans Am. The car catches fire from a well-placed shot but continues to barrel forward, the collector intent on destroying them both as he slams into the stopped car. Breaker narrowly escapes and makes his way into the nearby town of Wormwood as the two cars and the collector go up in flames.
Just watching that motherfucker walk around in a duster with a cowboy hat on was real Tombstone vibes.
Here's a cool little tidbit about the name of the town. Wormwood is actually a sign of the apocalypse. Hopefully we do the movie Wormwood one day on the podcast as a review.
That's a movie?
It's a movie. I've showed you the trailers like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
forgettable.
Apparently didn't leave very much of a fucking
That was a
impression.
bit
It
forgettable.
was like somebody driving in the desert, right?
Yeah, it's like Mad Max meets like...
Yeah,
The
we
Dead,
did see
or Dawn
that.
of the
It was
Dead
like
or
an
whatever.
Australian movie, right?
Yep. So everybody's talking all funny and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a
Talking
fucking
all
zombie there,
funny.
bloke. Aye.
Talking all wrong and shit. You know we invented English here in America.
Breaker, desperate and out of options, tries to steal a station wagon but is caught and flees, running into the town drunk Uncle Willie, played by Dick Miller, who's been Dick Miller, who's been in a ton of stuff dating back to the 1950s, but there's only one movie that he was in that actually matters, and that's Gremlins. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Dick Miller. That name sounds like a profession on a porno set. This is the Dick Miller.
Do you fellas, looking at Dick Miller in this movie in 1994, how old was Dick Miller when he died?
So he's dead. That's what you say.
He's dead.
Okay.
He died like in 2019?
Shit, this movie came out 25 years ago. There's no way he lived more than another 15 years. I'm going to say he was 80.
I think he was like 90.
Joy is correct. 2019, he was 90 years old.
We just missed him.
Yeah, it's insane.
Rest in peace, Dick.
R.I.P. Dick, gone too soon. Loved you in Gremlins.
This was the first time he ever had prosthetics as well placed on his body.
On what, his dick?
He did not like it.
He made it pretty far in his career without prosthetics. So.
Yeah.
He was a very handsome man. I looked up some of his like older movies. He was a very good-looking guy.
He reminded me a lot of like Elias Koteas, and like he kind of had like a De Niro chin
he's
going on.
He's a man's man. Is what's going on. He's got a man's man face.
Yeah, cool-looking old dude.
So Willie escorts Breaker to a local church turned boarding house, just as local law enforcement discover the fiery crash. Somehow, the collector himself survived, and makes himself known to the local sheriff and Deputy Bob just before detailing his pursuit of Breaker, who he describes as a dangerous man. The law dogs take him at his word, and the three begin to question the locals as to the whereabouts of the other vehicle's driver.
Did you guys know anything about Deputy Bob?
I know that that's like the worst fucking name for any character in any movie.
No, he's a big, large, white, fat man.
He's actually Native American.
Didn't know he was a big, large, white Native American.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have known this if it were the fact. There's an FX show that just came out this past year called Reservation Dogs, which was fucking great, about a bunch of kids on a reservation. And he's like the weird uncle who like smokes pot and buries it in his yard and shit. So he's still kicking.
Cherokee Chucko, oh my baby, she's a Chippewa, how she's a one of a kind.
Fucking racist.
Wait a minute, did you just say because he's in a Native movie that makes him Native?
Everyone in the show is a Native American.
Just like everybody on that Mayans show is a Mayan. Like
They're all Aztec.
FX motorcycle show, they're all Mayans.
Real gangsters.
100% full-blooded, cut your fucking head off on a pyramid Mayans.
Yeah, this dude I had zero memory of, but then watched it now. I was like, he was just in that show I watched. It was a great show. So give that FX show a little shout out there.
Breaker and Willie arrive at the Mission Hotel, where we meet the proprietor, Irene, as well as the local whore, Cordelia. The mysterious stranger bribes his way into a room where he's escorted begrudgingly upstairs by Geraldine, an itinerant convict on work release portrayed by Jada Pinkett. The Smith wouldn't come till 1998.
Yeah, no disrespect to her, because I have nothing wrong with the lady. I forgot that she acted. Like, I haven't seen her in anything in a very long time.
You seen the fucking Matrix movie that just come out?
It was terrible.
No, I did not.
She was in that.
It sucked.
Well, I didn't watch it.
Have you seen Gotham?
No. I think I just haven't watched the right things, apparently.
I was going over her Wikipedia page, and she's actually into a bunch of shit, man. She did vocals for a heavy metal group called like Mystic Mayhem or something like that. They were actually on Ozfest.
Gore.
The new band I just found out about
All
Gore.
those big white guys in makeup, and then there's Jada Pinkett.
Downstairs, Cordelia consoles ex-postal worker Wally, who has just lost his job amid suspicious circumstances. However, Wally, being the ultimate blanket retrieving cuck, has to listen while Cordelia bangs a regular named Roach, played by the awesome Thomas Hayden Church of Wings and Tombstone fame.
In Spider-Man 3, the fucking Sandman was
Jesus,
getting
that's
his
like
in.
the most obvious one, though, to call that one out.
Sandman was
And
getting
Georgia
in.
the Jungle,
You don't remember
fellas.
him in Wings?
Oh,
you don't remember
fuck,
watching
he was in
Wings?
Georgia the Jungle.
I know him from George of the Jungle. I'm sorry, I fucking love
Sideways.
George.
He's good in Sideways. That was like an actual good.
I think that's
independent movie.
his and that other weird looking motherfucker's claim to fame.
Paul Giamatti, yeah.
Paul Giamatti. Weird looking bastard.
Yeah.
George of the Jungle was a claim to fame? I did not know that.
No,
I did
Sideways.
not know that.
Sideways.
Paul Giamatti, ironically, did play an ape in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Ironic.
He was like the best ape in that movie.
So technically, they were kind of both were in George of the Jungle in a way. But yeah, Sandman getting some, and then Wally. Actually, here's a little funny tidbit for you might not be aware of. We have called out this actor before on this very podcast.
We have.
We gave him props on a movie called A Nightmare on Elm Street, to which he played the doctor that checked in on Nancy's brainwaves.
And then we talked about how he's the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he did not age well if that's the same guy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Same
He's
dude.
like a whole different person.
This
10 years is
fucking
a long
cast. This cast is like crazy good for like a B movie.
It's all character actors, every damn one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jada Pinkett Smith's a character actor, but the rest of them.
I know she's a character.
Hey, question here about, did you notice that the hand tattoo had a sound effect?
Yeah, it
It
sounds
was like a
Jaguar,
cat
every
screeching.
fucking
I was
time,
like,
dude.
what the
It's-
fuck is going on?
Here's the thing. I don't even mention the hand tattoo in the entire fucking thing. That we're about to
They
talk
never
about.
really explain what the hell's going on with it.
They kind of do. They kind of don't. It's
They had to
weird.
line up, like were people dying?
Yeah,
lined it up, I
like,
think.
if all the stars line up, then there has to be a new guardian or some bullshit. I don't fucking know.
So every time it moved, like somebody else got a thing in another planet.
I don't know. But there was a sound effect every time it did that too, which cracked me up every fucking time. It was like a cat growling.
It was literally like the most
Meow.
fucking soundboard cat sound you could ever have.
Exactly. Poor fucking Wally, though, was getting roasted. And as a kid, the thing
Yeah.
I remembered most about this movie was Cordelia. Just the name and the character for some reason.
Meanwhile, the collector informs his police escorts that Mr. Breaker stole something from him. And that's the reason for his pursuit, just as a call comes over the radio. Irene informs the sheriff that a mysterious stranger is at her hotel and he may have some connection to the recent attempted car theft. The sheriff, Deputy Bob, and collector arrive at the mission, and Breaker takes Geraldine at knife point, threatening the girl if they don't back off. The lawmen refuse to back down, and with no other option, the mysterious stranger gives himself up and is cuffed. Having witnessed Breaker stash something under the table, Wally finds a key-shaped relic, the item that the collector has been searching for all along. The collector presents a case, perfectly fitted for the antique, and asks Wally to do the honors of pouring out the liquid contained within before returning it to its rightful place. Before the drunk can comply, the sheriff interrupts and informs the collector that his crashed car came back as stolen, and that he's under arrest too. Instead of being taken away, the collector punches the sheriff so hard in the face that his hand goes through his entire head, very much like a hot dog through a donut hole.
Down a hallway.
Down a hallway. The group screams in horror as the superhuman spins the sheriff around, trying to dislodge his hand from the dead man's skull. Unable to do so, he pulls the head directly from the body, just as Breaker slips free of his cuffs and grabs the relic from the sheriff's corpse. He presses it against the collector's face, and his skin sizzles and cracks before jumping through a nearby window.
I did not remember this face punch. I think I would have, because it fucking shocked me when I watched it.
It
this time
literally
around.
flipped a fucking switch with the
I did
movie.
not see it
As
coming.
soon as it happened, it's on.
I was like, holy fuck, he just punched that guy. And they did like the whole bit where he was shaking it off. That was fucking great.
Yeah, it was fucking great, man. I love like the comedic like relief in this movie is fantastic across the board.
And then another thing here I was thinking, when he first walks up to Breaker, pointing at his coat pocket, he says, I think you'll find what I'm looking for in there. All I could fucking think about was the heart of the ocean from fucking Titanic.
I'll never let go.
I put the necklace in the coat. I put the coat on her.
I love that motherfucker goes back to the damn safe trying, I gotta find my shit, bro. I gotta get out of here.
So I thought the movie actually had really good pacing. To like Joey's point of how it really picked up, I think like from here on, the pacing is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
elevated
it's great.
quick. It felt kind of like unconventional, I guess, too. I guess this kind of goes back to the TV movie roots of the movie itself. Like, it's not fucking around with you. It's like an episode of a TV show. Like, it's got to catch you, and it's got to run.
I literally feel like this is an hour and a half long episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Right, yeah. They definitely brought that mentality into it.
It's in this moment the collector reveals himself to be a greater demon, and a powerful one at that. With his blood, he summons forth a band of lesser demons, and they begin their assault on the hotel. Breaker, having armed himself, takes out several monsters. With the key-shaped relic in hand, he pours some liquid from within, creating magical seals throughout the building. Roach and Cordelia, assuming the coast is clear, attempt to flee only to be ambushed and overpowered. Roach says, "Fuck this," and leaves Cordelia to her fate as Wally the Cuck comes to her rescue. Retreating back inside, the group hunkers down as Breaker places more seals on the doors and windows with what we learn is blood. Down in the basement, the survivors stumble upon an entrance to an abandoned mineshaft, forgotten behind a makeshift wall. Meanwhile, after an argument with Roach upstairs, Cordelia finds herself alone, and the collector invades her mind, seducing her and possessing her soul and, in turn, her body. Wally, hopelessly in love with her, checks in on the newly possessed demoness and becomes her victim as his screams bring the rest of the group. A struggle ensues as Cordelia mutates into an unholy abomination and pins Breaker to the floor. Irene, armed with her dead husband's shotgun and the relic, attempts to help the mysterious stranger only to be subdued by the demoness, losing her arm in the process. Breaker is able to grab the shotgun and put Cordelia down once and for all.
Rip, we've lost 2 people at this point.
They're going pretty quick, down like flies.
What do you guys think about the actual demons that Billy summons? The makeup of those guys?
I thought they were fan-fucking-tastic. Like, the practical effects in this movie are good.
They look like Pumpkinhead. Because the guy who created Pumpkinhead worked on this film.
Really?
They look fucking good, man. They aged very well.
Well, here's the thing. They weren't going to be in the movie. Like, the studio wasn't going to pay to have...
You paying for this shit.
They wouldn't have the budget to make it. I think the director had to actually front the money for it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That definitely was what makes the movie. That's the most memorable images are these. They look like, I don't know, the fucking Predator. Like, they have dreads pulled up
Yeah, they
in
got fucking
ponytails.
dreads and piercings and shit.
It's
dude.
fucking bizarre. And, like, their legs are bent backwards when they're, like, climbing up the stairs and stuff. It was really
like
fucking
goats.
cool.
They had like goat legs.
Earlier in the movie, what's the guy's name from George of the Jungle?
Thomas Hayden Church. Roach.
Thomas Hayden Church. Roach. There we go. I'll say Roach. So early in the movie, Roach was having sex with Cordelia, and he was having his nipples clamped with a battery. And I really enjoyed, and this scene probably was shot back to back, but I really enjoyed when she went back into the room by herself and was crying, and Billy Zane was talking to her. Behind her was still the car battery that she previously used.
Nice. I didn't catch
As
that.
nipple clamps, so I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, the whole the Billy sex dream things, they were all fucking great, man. That was when him and his most charming. Because I actually watched this with earbuds in, so it was like he was in my head.
Dude, I bet you
Just that voice,
your
man. He's
fucking-
just like,
your nipples
Hey.
was just as hard as Jada's, guaranteed.
hey,
It really
you know, if you
reminded
let
me
in.
of the parking deck scene in Candyman when Tony's talking to Helen. Obviously not as cool a voice.
Yeah, it was
No offense to
definitely
Billy
more
Zane.
sensual than that, but it's fucking smooth, dude. For somebody who I hold in my mind as just this real fucking asshole from Titanic, I can see what Rose was trying to go for there.
In the documentary, that Billy Zane said that he got the Titanic role because of this film.
Damn,
Whether that's true or not,
I could
no
kind of
idea.
fucking see it now that I think about it. James Cameron's into like weird sci-fi and shit, so I'm sure he watched this.
James probably loved this.
Yeah, and then the Cordelia transformation, the fucking jaw thing, that was terrifying, dude. It goes like fucking 0 to 100 quick.
Yeah, it's great.
Her chin was like down in her cleavage. It's like, the tongue out. Blah, blah, blah. It was fucking disgusting.
I didn't really, for whatever reason, I didn't do too much looking into who did the special effects, or the makeup. So hats off to them, whoever you are.
According to Hootie, it's fucking Pumpkinhead guy.
Fucking Pumpkinhead, man. Pumpkinhead's great.
I got no knowledge of Pumpkinhead either. It's another one of
None
those
whatsoever.
I feel like I watched it, but I just have no memory.
I think I
of it.
did too, but I think the fact that there's like no actual pumpkin head like just turned me off of it.
It's not, but it's more alienish. It's very long and wide,
We'll get there.
but it's not
So
like
shoot, like
a
alien
fucking...
head. Should probably
So he's not the fucking headless
What
horseman
about
with the
what
fucking
if they
jack-o'-lantern on
what
his
if they
head.
named
That'd be
him
awesome,
egg?
man.
They should have named him egg. If they called the movie Eggplant Head, I probably would have.
Well, that would
watched
mean
it.
that'd mean a penis on his face in these days. So.
Yeah, that's synonymous with the weenie. How does he manage to turn her, though? I didn't really get that part. She let him in her heart? Is that what it was? Or in her mind?
So
I think it's like
he
a
took her
soul type deal. Like you actually.
So you just have to acquiesce to what he asked for?
Well, he promises you like all this shit, and then if it's
So he
like,
wasn't
you
trying to
accept it-
physically get in the building, is my question. When he kept saying, let me in, let me in.
Well, I think let me into you, like let me into you,
Let me
because
inside you.
physically he's not gonna be able to cross that plane.
Inside of you.
Inside of you,
you.
I wanna
Want
be.
to be,
Can I
I
be
long to be
inside of
inside
you?
I feel like I've been serenaded right now.
Like you remember that scene where they're fucking and he's like helicoptering her, she's like in the air.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
God, that movie's so fucking good. It's like
It's
the
so
best
good.
breakup movie ever made.
The group do their best to comfort Irene and decide to try their luck down in the mine shaft, much to the dismay of Breaker. Making their way through the tunnels, the survivors come across a young boy named Danny. Danny!
Danny.
The same kid that caught Breaker in the process of stealing a car earlier. But that's not all they find. The kid's parents are there as well, and they too have been possessed. The crew flee in terror back to the mine's entrance, which Breaker sealed earlier. Roach, being the big dick Chad that he is, shoots through the barrier, killing the boy's possessed dad, but also destroying the blood seal in the process. The demons pour through as the group retreat upstairs, narrowly escaping thanks to an accidental seal created earlier, making the upstairs impenetrable by the demonic forces.
Roach does a lot of fucking up in this movie.
Yeah.
So, why was a shotgun blast through the invisible wall what broke it?
Well, I don't think it's actually the shotgun blast that blew it up. Like, I guess I could have been a little bit more detailed right here, but the shotgun blast hits the demonic or the possessed dad in the face, and we've seen from the rest of the movie, whenever you hit him in the fucking eyeballs in the face, giant green lasers shoot from their skulls, and they blow up whatever they touch. And I think it blew up like the other side of the wall, so at that point the seals like broke.
Yeah, I feel like green is definitely the color of this movie.
Watch the movie, people, if you want like a super detailed fucking explanation. I'm not doing it.
The physics of the demonic eye explosions.
How do we? Give me a little science class here.
But yeah, I thought the green was cool because it's the whole movie, like we said, is so fucking dark, and the green is just fluorescent,
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
glow stick green.
The glow, well, they like the glow stick juice they used for his blood. Like that was like actually glow stick juice.
I thought didn't
I think a lot of
Reanimator
movies
did
that
the
shit.
same thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Reanimator
them
did
the
it. Yes,
same
they
shit.
did.
shout out to Reanimator.
I mean, it makes sense. Like it looks like really good. Like
So my question is,
translates
this
really
is
well.
big fucking Hollywood budget, millions of dollars. You can't just go to the manufacturer and buy like a gallon of that. Like you have like 20 people just breaking glow sticks in half on set.
Well, the damn director's got his son over there just pouring fucking glow stick grease into the goddamn bucket.
Well, I don't know how glow sticks work because you have to crack them for it to work.
True.
How would you crack a fucking 5-gallon bucket?
Well, I think you just swing it like really hard above your head and smack the bucket against a fucking tree or something.
That was William Sadler's job. He was a bucket swinger.
Through a series of flashbacks, we learn of the relic's history as well as Breaker's. The relic seems to date back to before the time of Christianity and was originally filled with the blood of Jesus of Nazareth as he suffered and bled on the cross. The demons... JC, let's go. The demons have been trying to get their claws on the key for over 2,000 years, with only the relic's guardian to keep it safe and out of the hands of evil. Breaker is the vessel's current guardian. He met his predecessor while serving in France during World War I, where he was bestowed the mantle of guardian as the man lay dying. The power of the relic lies in that of a guardian's blood, that which destroys demons and gives the guardian a much longer lifespan. Breaker explains that the demons are searching for 7 keys that will unlock the power of the cosmos and allow them to take back the universe, and that they have already found 6. This relic, this last remaining key, is the one he possesses, and if they were to surrender it, it would mean the end of everything as they know it. Danny somehow manages to wander off during this explanation, and the group takes off in pursuit, but not before Roach is able to lift the relic from Breaker for his own selfish ends.
Fucking Roach again.
Fucking Roach, dude. He's literally like the protagonist or the antagonist. He's the fucking I don't think it's Billy Zane in this. I don't think it's the demons. I think it's Roach.
This monologue by William Sadler is why you have to love William Sadler. It was great.
Yeah, he really gets into this part. You could tell this is what he wanted to do.
I feel like he was reading a fucking Duncan Hines goddamn instant cake mix box to me.
Your hatred of William Sadler.
It's not hatred. I just don't see what's moving you so much about this guy.
He's a very blue collar actor, and I appreciate it.
I think this is the movie he got the most fucking face time in.
Oh, he got naked in Die Hard 2. He was the main bad guy in Die Hard 2. Die Hard on a plane. He got naked in Die Hard 2, Joy, okay?
I don't think that's really his claim to fame, you know? I don't think that's the thing he says. His fucking mug or his headshot doesn't say naked in Die Hard 2 on it. I don't think that's in the top 5 or 10 things he's done. Like, how prevalent was he in Shawshank?
He was like top 6 character, probably. He was the guy that tried to kill Andy. He tried to kill Andy when he first got there.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who kind of like he earned his respect or whatever. Yeah. While searching for the missing kid, Geraldine finds herself trapped in a mental space by the Collector as he unsuccessfully attempts to seduce her into turning over the key. This scene is very memorable to me. I saw it around the time I hit puberty, and I distinctly remember like chubbing up watching Jada and her nipples in that white tank top.
That's a hell of a memory.
Not watching William Sadler getting ate out is not what did it for you.
Not watching his like naked butthole in Die Hard 2. That fucking who remembers so goddamn much.
I remember specifically the picture of her with the hands coming through.
That scene like kind of fucked me up.
And I remember that image, which obviously is another Nightmare on Elm Street reference.
She was so hot on that picture, and then it rips it off, and it's like William Sadler getting his like intestines eaten by monsters.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I feel like Jada Pinkett is the kind of lady who would have asked the director to keep those pictures, and she probably has them in her house now. They were gorgeous paintings.
Irene and Bob find Willie in the attic doing what he does best, getting drunk as fuck.
Getting fucking
boozed up.
And Tandy by his side, immersed in a comic book he stumbled upon. Irene scolds the pair and sends them downstairs to bring the rest of the group up, as this may be the very best place to fortify and survive the night. Willie and the kid look for their friends until Willie stumbles upon the most glorious thing he's ever seen in his entire life. A tiki bar staffed by topless models and endless booze. Tending bar is a familiar face, the Collector, who pours the lush drink after drink after drink till the old dog succumbs to temptation and gives his soul over.
Yeah, this scene was fucking fantastic. So much of The Shining, obviously, in here.
Yeah,
with him
100%.
just getting shit-faced at the bar, and then you get the shot of the kid watching him. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Where was there tits in The Shining? This scene's all about tits.
The lady in the
I don't
bathtub?
remember the tits. Oh,
Yeah,
good
remember
God.
the grandma?
Okay.
You remember the grandma?
Some of the most memorable
Now,
titties.
this is a different type
Her
of...
fucking-
This is some of the most memorable breasts I've ever
You
seen.
don't remember them showing her clit like the size of a small dick?
It is fucking disgusting.
Dude, I remember
But
that.
Jack just getting shit-faced at the bar, and he's literally just sitting there by himself. It's kind of the same idea. The alcoholic coming to this situation.
So this movie got an R rating, and when this scene hit, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
There it is. Billy is great in this fucking scene, too.
Damn, the
He's
scene
doing
where
the bartender.
what's his name was getting tuned up with them pincers and her tits were out. Didn't you think it was an R rating?
It's a nip slip. I mean, you know.
She had her entire titties out, as did Thomas Hayden
It's
Church.
a nip slip.
Does a whole titty get you an R rating?
I think that was a vulva slip. I don't think that was just a fucking nip slip.
Yeah, he slipped it in, all right. But yeah, fucking Billy's doing like an accent. He's got the fucking cigar in the hat on.
He looks
It was
like
fucking
the
great.
dude from Fear and Loathing in this scene.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson, the
Yeah, he definitely
Johnny
plays it
Depp
like that.
character. Yeah, he looks like him in this scene.
He's definitely having a blast with his character. Like,
Oh,
he's just
fucking
showing
Billy
up.
Zane is so fucking good. God
Yeah, he
damn,
bats
dude.
100 in this.
Meanwhile, back in the attic, Irene and Bob come across an arsenal belonging to the dearly departed Wally, who literally intended to go postal on his former place of work, albeit without any ammo, but strapped with a suicide vest made of hand grenades. Breaker and Geraldine finally find Willie and the kid, with Willie having fully transformed and grabbing Breaker by the throat, pinning him to the wall. The Guardian is able to decapitate the old man with a nearby machete, and Danny delivers the killing blow, stabbing the head into a set of deer antlers, destroying the eyes.
Fucking brutal, man. I like
The eyes! The fucking eyes, Danny!
He whipped his head back and said, "You wouldn't hurt your Uncle Willie, now would you, baby?" Drunk as fuck.
You know, drunk
It
as
was
fuck
great.
right there, man.
Look, this fucking guy used to get so back in the day.
Oh, you know it, man. In the lobby, Roach finally puts his plan into action, striking a bargain with the Collector. He destroys the upstairs blood seal and turns the relic over. As Roach leaves, the greater demon goes back on his word, and the lesser demons under his control tear the asshole to shreds.
Num 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 num.
I got something I got to say. This is my favorite line, favorite little piece of the movie is when Roach, Billy asks Roach, I forgot something about the key. No, yeah. Billy says, "Can I kill the rest of them?" And Roach says, "If it makes you feel good." And then Billy says, "If it makes you feel good."
If it makes
If it makes you feel good, do it.
He's fucking
That was
fantastic.
so funny.
Then he does the whole bit with the sponge in his mouth. That was
You
fucking
know,
awesome.
he
Too.
improv that.
It was fucking great.
He came up with
makes
that.
you feel
He
good.
fucking he came up with that. It's
Yeah, he's eating
fan-fucking-tastic.
that hospitality up, man. That's fucking awesome.
God, it
If
popped
it
me.
makes you
Jesus
feel
Christ.
good, do it.
Yeah, he doesn't waste. He doesn't waste a scene in this whole.
I like.
fucking
I don't
movie.
think we went over it, but early in the movie when he like jumped out the window to get away from the fucking blood thing.
Yeah, that was funny.
Fuck this cowboy shit. He fucking throws the goddamn throws the duster off, throws the fucking cowboy hat off. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah, just really we keep harping on it and harping on it and harping on it. How good he is in the movie. You have to watch the fucking movie to really understand what we're talking about.
He makes it the movie.
So go watch it. With nothing blocking their advance and the relic secured, the Collector makes his way to Breaker to destroy the last of the Guardians, and all but ensure hell on Earth. However, in dramatic Katniss Everdeen fashion, Breaker plants an arrow in the greater demon's eye and manages to grab the relic and its case, fleeing upstairs with everyone but Bob and Irene. Irene straps up with the grenade vest, sacrificing her life and Bob's for the sake of humanity. Now down to 3, the remnants of the group hole up in the attic, where they use the last of the relic blood to seal a single window and discover that Geraldine is destined for something greater. She is destined to be the next Guardian. Dun dun dun!
Big reveal.
I get that we got to get characters out of the way in that, you know, we got to get down to the main folks here. But why didn't they just reseal the attic with the blood and Irene and the cop could have lived?
Well, we know that fat cop
I
would
get
fit.
Bob definitely could
That
have like
fucking
not
that
had to
roof
stay
would have
there.
collapsed. His fat ass up there. And then Irene didn't have one arm. Who the fuck wants to live with just one arm?
She was a sweet old lady.
Yeah, let's don't forget she's missing an arm this whole fucking movie.
Yeah, I loved when the Collector came with the fucking platter to serve it, the arm to her. He's like, "What do we have today?" And then CCH Powder, her fucking delivery is fantastic, where she pulls the grenade vest. Supper time.
Supper time.
That was
I think she
loved
had
that.
fun. I know Billy Zane had fun with this movie. I think she had some fun too.
Yeah, and this is actually one of those realization moments too. I always thought the name of this movie was Demon Night, as in nighttime, until this fucking scene, and I realized that Breaker was a demon knight, as in a knight who fights demons. Blew my fucking mind, because it all takes place over one night. I was like, oh, this is just a demon night, you know? That's
However, before Geraldine is granted her new power, the little shit Danny becomes possessed and absolutely fucks Breaker's world up, ripping into his guts with a clawed hand and digging into his insides with a demonic tongue. Breaker drops the relic and distracts the new demon spawn just long enough for Geraldine to drop kick his little ass through the sealed window, turning him into a dead ass bitch. Dying on the floor, Breaker's heart pumps just long enough to fill the relic up with his blood, and he transfers his powers to the ex-convict. The old vet dies, and with it, his blood cells fade, and the collector makes his way up into the attic.
So I really enjoyed how they connected the comic book to the scene with Danny. I thought that was fantastic.
That was great.
Super cool.
It was really good. I like the practical effects on Danny right here was the stuff of fucking nightmares. That shit was freaky. When he stuck that tongue inside the dude's stomach, that was fucking crazy. I didn't see that shit coming.
That was like Cordelia.
That kind of came out of left field. Yeah, like I didn't expect it to get that dirty and that raw.
I liked when they were talking about the relic or whatever. Danny's like off camera, and you could tell like in any classic horror movie, somebody's off camera and this kind of shit's been going on. Like a conversation's going on for too long, and you don't see him. You know some bad shit's about to happen. Yeah. Did you hear his little voice say, "Can I have it?" I was like, "Oh shit, here it goes,
Danny!
Here we go, let's get it."
Nuggets, Danny.
And Breaker's sitting there with a fucking hole in his chest, talking and filling this damn canister up with blood. I was like, this is a lot going on for this man.
Blood just fucking pumping out of it, man.
He's been waiting since like World War I to do this shit, so he's gonna end it. He's gonna do it in fashion. This
little monster just tongue fucked this guy's heart valves. Like he was sticking his tongue up in the guy's heart circles. And he's over there still able to transfer his power and shit. You know?
And make you want to eat a salad.
You are the chosen one.
Geraldine, covered in blood, comes out of hiding as the greater demon promises to spare her if she hands over the key. Extending his hand, he grasps hers, only to realize the blood is that of the deceased guardian and his skin fries. The demon makes a hasty retreat and the new guardian climbs down in pursuit. She makes her way to a bathroom where she is overwhelmed by her quarry and washed clean of the blood in a tub, leaving her defenseless. Geraldine tries to use the relic against the collector, but he breaks her wrist, emptying the bottle in the tub in the process, leaving a very small amount of guardian blood intact. She takes the key in her other hand, stabbing him in the eye, distracting the fiend just long enough to take a swig from the key-shaped vessel. The greater demon drags the girl downstairs, where he taunts and humiliates her until he decides to deliver the killing blow, and with it, ending the line of guardians. Just before he can enact her demise, she spits a mouthful of demon-slaying blood into his face, and what follows is a pretty badass death scene where we see the collector's true form as a winged and horned hellbeast. He erupts into flames and explodes, revealing the sun as it rises over distant mountains.
Yeah, her getting naked basically and doing like a full bloodbath situation here was kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
Why was she naked?
I don't fucking know. To tempt him? I don't know.
Look at my tits, they're covered in blood. Don't you like this, you fucking demon perv? You know Breaker's been out there since World War I.
Slaying.
You know he been fucking.
He's seen them all, man.
You know he been laying pipe on somebody. You know he's got some
He got them old diseases.
Blue collar, like Hootie said. He's blue collar, man. He lays pipe. He don't hire nobody to do it for him.
He's an equal opportunist, okay?
Yeah, you know he might have some sort of blood disease.
But, yeah, then the whole taunting sequence, the dancing, the flirtation, all it's fucking great. And then, like, the fire dick thing, or whatever the fuck that was about.
That was so weird.
When he got, like, an erection and he, like, ejaculated fire. I was like, oh, shit. And then he heard, like, a zipper sound effect, and he pulled it back in.
And he said, I apologize for that.
Fire dick is my only note on that. Fire dick, question mark.
My only note on that was when he's dancing with her and he's sweet talking her, he goes, I'm clean. I don't drink much. I like the pause.
I know my parents are going to love you.
He had a sweetness to him that I appreciated.
Geraldine returns to Breaker's body, filling the relic once more with blood and makes her way to a bus stop. She places a blood seal on the door of the bus out of town, just to be safe. She watches from her seat's window as a trench coat wearing man carrying a familiar case decides not to enter, electing to make his way on foot as the bus disappears over the horizon.
He said, "Nah, I'll take the next one."
I think this is the
Cool.
guy from the movie Bones, isn't it?
Snoop Dogg?
Was that Snoop? I thought this was like
Yeah,
led
Snoop
into,
Dogg.
thought this led into the movie Bones. And with all that in the rear view, so ends the first movie in the TFTC film trilogy, Demon Knight. Aside from the closing bookend of the Crypt Keeper and more dead-on puns. It's all downhill from here.
The Keeper is fired, man. Anything this fucking does is just great.
Yeah, I love the whole, it bookends the movie just as it does the episodes of the TV show. So
Reminds me of
Pretty great.
John Goblikon when he had when he was going out on the red carpet. Shit cracked me up.
little known fact, he's really good friends with John Goblikon.
Fuck yeah, John Goblikon.
Besties.
Did you guys happen to catch the after the credits plug
Yeah,
For
for
two
Dead
movies
Easy.
that don't exist.
for movies that never came to
A
be?
movie that never came to be. A movie that turned into Bordello of Blood.
Yeah, apparently they removed that from the Blu-ray copy, but it still exists on the DVD copies of this movie.
I watched this on my double DVD set of Bordello of Blood and Demon Knight.
You own this?
I own this.
I like the movie, don't get me wrong, but I don't
How
really
much Corey
own
Feldman get a
movies.
motherfucker taken one day?
That was so. God, these only get worse for the love of God.
Yeah,
I hope it'll do Bordello of Blood for a long time.
pretty much me saying it's all downhill from here is in reference to the next two movies.
Jesus.
All right, boys, that wraps up the story beats. What about memorabilia? What do we want to take home from the Crypt Keeper's lair?
I'll go first because my piece of memorabilia connects to the Lost Boys way back when.
Oh, shit.
It absolutely has to be the key because this can go back to the wine bottle in the Lost Boys that they drink from, or whatever that damn thing was.
The bedazzled wine bottle, yeah.
I still believe, fellas.
I still believe. Well, I still got it. Don't get me wrong.
So again,
I mean, don't
I
fucking
still
sleep
got
on
it.
it.
Hold on now. Don't sleep on me.
2022, what's up?
Let me clear it. I still believe.
so I guess I'm learning that there is something about blood being in a bottle that I really enjoy.
I
So
really fucking like this shit.
whatever that means,
This
I'm learning it here.
this bedazzled ass Bed Bath & Beyond fucking bottle that these motherfuckers be drinking blood and shit out of. Let me cop that badass comic book that Danny is reading, because that shit can predict the future. And I bet if I had a demon tug like that, I'd be getting a girlfriend so fucking fast, bro.
Well, personally, I would love to take the Crypt Keeper himself, but that's kind of cheating, so I'm going to settle for that fresh-ass bedazzled tux that he wore to the movie premiere. That motherfucker was awesome.
That's pretty dope.
And that fucking dude, obviously,
That's
they had
pretty
like a
dope.
stunt guy in there in that costume. So
But you know the
I know it
size of
exists.
the size of that shit fits like a goddamn skeleton corpse. So I hope you're not planning on wearing it.
I could put it on my kiddo, man.
There you go.
That's fucking great, though. I loved it.
All right, on to fan reviews. This week's reviews come by way of Rotten Tomatoes. The 5-star review this week comes by way of Horror Fan, which is a pretty fitting screen name. Man, this movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, and it still does. I can barely watch it without getting scared. Trust me, IDC. If you're a horror fan or not, it will still scare the shit out of you. And I love Tales of the Crypt. Their show is awesome, and their movies, this movie, is really worth seeing, smiley face. Not unless you're chicken shit like me, LOL. Well, I'm not. It's because this movie is scary. It gave me nightmares when I was a kid. My dad had it on the TV, and that's when I saw the movie, smiley face, LOL, smiley face. Tongue face?
Yeah.
Tongue face. All right.
Yes.
So that dude loved the fuck out of this movie, even though it was
I
scary
love that
as
guy's
shit.
review, man.
Yeah, he was very enthusiastic about how
My
scary
dad had it
it
on
is.
TV, and that's when I saw it.
He said, unless you're chicken shit like me, LOL, why I'm not?
I need this dude just reading our fucking plot, our notes.
Because I
from
was
now
a
on.
kid.
This dude needs to host our show.
This dude went to Rotten Tomatoes, made the effort to review this film. That is awesome.
Just to tell you, he watched it on the TV when his dad had it on.
All right, and this week, our low tier review is kind of disappointing. All the 1-star reviews kind of fucking sucked. They were just hypercritical and had
they're wrong.
Well, pretty much. So this week, we're coming in with a 2-star review by way of Stephen G. And this review is kind of fucking weird. So you guys bear with me. It's really, really short. It was a really stupid movie, but one of my happiest memories is of watching it with Brittany.
The fuck?
So that's like, he's kind of just
That's
like
it?
reminiscing about like watching movies with an ex, maybe.
So it's like a fucking heartbreak.
That's the whole review?
That's the whole review.
Why do I feel so awkward right
That's
now?
what I'm saying. Like, I read that and I'm like, it really like made me think, what happened? Like, was this the high point of their relationship? Was watching fucking Demon Knight?
Is she still alive is what I'm thinking.
What led to those keystrokes, man?
Yeah.
She might not be with us anymore.
There's a
I just
story
wonder,
behind that review.
If you're there, if you're listening, Stephen G, we're here.
I always said if you're there, like we're gonna have a seance. If you're out there, Brittany.
Brittany,
You're out there,
I sucked his dick. I stuck his dick during the movie in the theater. That was the high
Somebody
point.
pull out your Ouija board. It's time to talk.
All right, fan reviews behind us. Let's speak to the opinions of the three professors here. Get out your big fat red markers and give this assignment a letter grade.
Demon Knight gets a B from your boy. B for badass B movie and B for Billy fucking Zane. Speaking of, Mr. Zane plays one of the greatest horror villains ever in this movie, and his performance makes it worth the hour-and-a-half investment alone. The rest of the cast brings a little something for everyone, especially the comic relief of Thomas Hayden Church. The practical effects are fucking great, just as much as the CGI effects are ass. Even taking into consideration that it's a 25-plus-year-old movie, I think these effects looked bad back in 95. The score is great. There's songs from Pantera, Sepultura, Megadeth, as well as the song 1-800-Suicide by Gravediggers. That's fucking fire. Although Demon Knight doesn't leave any lasting mark on the genre and may feel hollow and unfulfilling to some, the movie is just fun and worth a watch for any fan of Tales from the Crypt, as it feels like an extended episode of the original series. Watch the movie just to bear witness to Billy Zane's performance alone. We need more Zane. Give me more Zane.
Zaniness.
I'm going to be Zane in the membrane, if you know what I'm saying.
In Zane.
Dude, that was a fucking bar right there, dude.
I like that.
I felt like 50 cents. I felt like 75 cents right there.
Oh, fuck. Inflation.
That's fucking good. You said fucking inflation.
So I really enjoyed Demon Knight. No surprise, as I understand. I thought it gave justice to the Tales from the Crypt television series, crossing over into the film world for the first time. Obviously, I would have loved it to have seen From Dusk Till Dawn represented with the same Tales from the Crypt series. The film had the witty and pun-filled dialogue we've all come to expect from the series, with an incredible cast of character actors between Billy Zane and the great Bill Sadler. The casting director should have made a career off of this film alone. If you want to enjoy a fun horror movie that does not take itself too seriously, go out of your way to watch Demon Knight. And I give this, the same as Joy, a B.
I gave this a B as well. Not a B plus, not a B minus, a B. This movie was a nice reminder of simple pleasures. There's nothing too crazy going on here. Just the fucking Crypt Keeper spitting fire, Billy Zane in a fucking cowboy hat, and some goofy 90s TV movie action. The demons really do look great, and the story's hitting on just enough to satisfy its brief runtime. This movie is a product of the mid-90s, and all the better for it. So a B is where I settled.
Damn, dude. We're of the same mindset, huh?
Yeah, we're all
This is a
Nice.
B movie.
B movie. This is a
B for a B movie.
B Billy boy. All right, with our opinions behind us, let's recap what us fuckos thought it was going to get from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. I will lead with our guesses here. Let's start with the low man. Joey himself, the self-proclaimed big fan, gave it a 60.
Well, I just
Big
know,
fan, huh?
I know it's most people's like taste is shit, so I just like go based off of that.
Oh, I got you.
Most people like Fast and the Furious, you know,
Yeah,
and
that's-
Phantasm, so I go based off.
yeah,
of
that's Phantasm.
Yeah, I love
Phantasm
Phantasm.
2 as well, yeah. There's always that. So.
So good. Boy.
Joy led with a 60. Hootie a 63. Myself a 65. We were packed really fucking tight. Hootie's right there in the middle, right there in the manwich.
Where I want to be.
So let's hit up this RT score, see what we got. Drum roll. Boom. A 64 from the
Holy
fans.
shit, dude. We all won.
Damn.
We all get to pick.
Damn. We were all within 5, but yeah, that's not how it works. Damn, this is a first. Me and Hootie are only off by 1 apiece. How should we settle this, boys? You want to flip a coin? Let's flip a coin. That's fair, right?
That's Price is Right rules, isn't there? If you go over,
That's
then
a
you're
good
dun dun dun
I
dun.
don't hear any Drew Carey in this bitch.
Kind of the same mindset as Hoodie on that one.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. You're just trying to cheat me out of another victory here. Let's flip a coin. Keep it fair. Keep it consistent. Here we go. What are you calling Hootie, heads or tails?
Gotta go tails.
Tails it is. If it is
Tails
tails,
never
you shall-
fails.
You shall pick. Otherwise, it won't
Never
be me.
fails.
And we got a fucking tails. You lucky bastard.
How about that? It never fails.
That still counts as like a half of a win for me, right? If we're doing rankings here. Yeah, so it looks like Mr. Hootie's going to get to pick for the first time in quite a while.
I'm talking about.
Getting back in the win column. But unfortunately, I got some news for you here, my guy.
Oh, God.
We are due for a franchise movie next episode.
It's always something, Joey.
It's
Every
always
time.
something,
man.
every time.
Get your MeUndies out of a knot. It's going to be 2 episodes before you get to make your choice, but you'll get it. You're still going to get it. But next episode, we will be covering 1993's Leprechaun.
Oh, fucking shit. Here's my Lucky Charms. My Lucky Charms.
It is that time of the year, my guys. Some Warwick fucking
Oh,
Davis.
St. Patty's Day.
They always trying to get me Lucky Charms.
Patty's is coming. All right, so in the interest of preservation, we're going to watch this YouTube trailer for Leprechaun from 1993, it appears.
Guaranteed not to be as good as Demon Knights trailer.
Yeah, that's an all-timer there for trailers.
Then
but,
I think Leprechaun movies get progressively better in terms of, like, watchability, too.
Definitely when it goes to space, they do.
Oh, fuck me.
shit.
Get back to the hood, dog.
this is going to be fun. So let's hit play. Leprechaun 93. Oh, look at that fucking logo, baby.
I remember Trimark.
Trimark
The
Studios presents.
of the Irish
Yes.
This is so serious.
is being packed
Is that fucking John Goodman?
and shipped to a little town in South Dakota whose luck may have just run out.
Oh, fuck.
Films with bases.
Look at that fucking hat. is that Emilio Estevez?
Damn, that's a lot of cobwebs. Jesus.
Is Emilio Estevez in this?
Jennifer.
Oh, damn, Jennifer Aniston looks hot in this fucking movie, dude.
Oh, shit.
Oh, stick your fucking hand in the hole.
He got my ear.
Got the back door.
There's John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, shit.
We gotta stop the bleeding.
That fucking lightning, baby.
Look at it's in the cabinets.
Toward the basement.
I think for the scenes where they do the POV of the Leprechaun, they literally had a camera attached to Wart Davis's head and just had him fucking
It's an
jack.
emergency.
It's an emergency.
You can kill anything. What the hell are you? You just gotta know how to do it.
There it was.
Leprechaun.
It's
Leprechaun.
out. It's out of the crate.
You know that.
Why
fucking
did they
trailer-
order this crate to begin with? What in the fuck?
You know, back in the day when that trailer come out, people was creaming their fucking pants.
It's out of the crate.
So was the... Did I
My
just
ear!
understand
They got my ear!
that this white family in South Dakota bought a crate containing a human body?
I think they like stumble upon it on like I think it's like an Evil Dead setup, right? I don't fucking remember.
Okay. It's been a long time.
I think they're on
the
vacation
trailer, I
or
was
some shit, or it's
little
like
I think they
confused.
literally bought a crate of Lucky Charms, and they just like something happened. It was a mix-up, and they just
full of
sent him,
Amazon fucked
they
up
sent him
on
an
it.
actual fucking leprechaun instead.
Thanks, Bezos. So with that trailer behind us, we want to take some guesses here. How are we feeling about an audience's perspective of Leprechaun?
we got
nothing to lose because, unfortunately, Hootie already won.
Oh, it's so fortunate.
I'll go ahead and take the first shot at it. Big fan of the Leprechaun franchise. I know the first movie isn't really considered like the creme de la creme of Leprechaun humor, but in terms of a horror movie, it's like one of the better ones. Plus, you get to see a young Jennifer Aniston run around, and a lot of shots of her butt.
Tight pants.
I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna say 70 on the nose.
I will go next. Again, kind of just to repeat what Joey said, they definitely do get better until space, and then Hood is good. There's a few missteps in between. I would say this would be an 83.
Oh, he's got the prestige stamp there.
Damn, I thought I was going high at 70.
Yeah, I had a feeling that, I don't know. I just
think
don't know if it
people aren't
aged
really,
well.
Yeah, I don't think people are really that into
I think a lot
the
of
original.
people probably have seen it recently just due to the Jennifer Aniston connection and probably just review bombed it. So I'm going to say a 58. Thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find us on basically all platforms. Hit us up on Instagram. Leave the Apple Pod and Spotify reviews. Spread that big, juicy horror seed. I'm going to use this sign-off to offer my support to women hooking in abandoned churches while staving off thirsty postal workers. Remember, just because old Wally seems like a sweet guy, it don't mean he ain't about to shoot up the place while wearing another human being's face.
Isn't that lovely? As always, if you're hearing our wonderful voices, tell at least one person you know, spread the love, spread the campaign that is the Horrible Film School. And please go out of your way at some point in the coming weeks to put down the Netflix, put down the Hulu, pick up Demon Knight, and enjoy the ride that is this film. And then realize that you need to stop and just take it for what it is and do not continue the journey. And with that, I'm out.
Thanks for all the listens, the follows, the likes, the downloads, all that good stuff. Had a lot of fun with this episode, taking a trip down memory lane. And we'll continue that trip next episode, when we go clover picking with 1993's Leprechaun. Class dismissed.